Hey gang, so today I just wanted to do kind of a fun video about my favorite plays, and I've broken that down into 5 categories. So first would be favorite contemporary play. I would count this as anything written in the 21st century. Um, Really, with theater, it's a little tricky. I'll put my hand down. It's tricky because you have like an art form and a medium that's gone for thousands of years. I mean, drums were the very first thing humans did, right? We have plays and dramatic writings that go all the way back to like Egypt, ancient Egypt. So I hate like sometimes as an actor you get put in positions where it's like no, find a contemporary monologue, find something new. And I'm just like, listen, to me, if it was written within like the last 100 years even, it's contemporary, really. um, but that's just where I come from, and that's kind of like one of the frustrations I have looking back on like my time at like college and going into auditions and stuff. But I'll say for me and my purposes, a contemporary play is anything written like from 2000 onwards. Okay, so favorite contemporary play, favorite 20th century play would be the second. Then I've got favorite musical. Then I've got favorite Shakespeare play, and then favorite play I've been in. So we're gonna have some fun, maybe personal stories with this list as well. Okay, so for first category, and I would say the reason I put this one as first is because this is my very favorite play of all time. It's called Lungs. It's by Duncan Macmillan. It's a play I was first introduced to when I did a study abroad program in Australia. I workshopped a scene from that play there, and I just fell in love with it. And I guess it's been about 10 years since I've had this play in my life, and I just really love it. At its core, it's just really about two people. So it only has two people in the cast. It's a two-person show. You have one male actor, one female actor, and basically the play is like a 60-minute version of like their entire life, right? Like it's a condensed version of the entirety of their whole relationship. And it is linear in its storytelling, but it jumps in time so much, and it's just a really great piece of work. It's no stage directions really with this play. It's just dialogue after dialogue, which is something that I'm really attracted to. It gives you a lot of flexibility to make character choices as an actor and as a director. It's just a very beautiful piece of literature, and I can't recommend it enough. Duncan Macmillan also wrote Every Brilliant Thing, which has become quite popular at the moment. So I would really advise a lot of people get familiar with this writer if you just want somebody who's really good about writing about the human condition and, you know, the love and the sadness and sorrows of life. Like just a good writer for life itself, right? I'd go Duncan Macmillan. Favorite 20th century play. For that, I'm going to go Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. And Tennessee Williams is one of my favorites. One thing that I'm really interested in, and have been for a long time, is doing more of like classic American theater. So like playwrights I love Tennessee Williams. I love Sam Shepard. I love Arthur Miller. I love Edward Albee. Oh, I love Edward Albee. But the reason I would say the one that rises to the top of all that great stuff for me is Cat on a Hot Tin Roof and Tennessee Williams is that, you know, Tennessee Williams writes in my voice. You know, he's a Southern playwright. I love this play for the similar reasons to why I like Lungs, right? It's just a beautiful play about a breakdown of a family, fractured relationships, and just life itself, right? I also love the sort of central theme of Cat on a Hot Tin Roof is being fed up with lies, right? Like a weariness of mendacity and the superficial things we sort of engage with in life. So that's why I'd have to give Cat on a Hot Tin Roof my favorite 20th century play spot. Up next, my favorite musical. Now, this is very basic, and you know, I'm gonna get some judgment for it, and that's okay, because I just kind of went super theater nerd on you, right? Well, now let me go a little bit more like novice on you. I love The Music Man. And the reason I love The Music Man is just that it came to me at a really fun, uncomplicated period of my life. I was in The Music Man, in high school. I played Mayor Shin. That was a really good time for like us as like just a group of friends and young theater people because it was a very uncomplicated time. Everyone liked each other. It was just a really fun show to work on, and there's just something so simple and Americana about it. The music is not complicated. It's fun. It's just a very feel good sort of a musical, and that's why I love it so much. I mean, I was toying with things like I could say Cabaret, or I could say Chicago, or I could go even more theater nerd, like Hamilton or Come From Away or something like that. But the one that just touches my heart is Music Man. So there's that. Okay, now favorite Shakespeare play. This is going to come with some Shakespeare criticism, actually. Ooh, and not about so much the man himself, but how we're approaching it. I feel like one thing I really struggle with right now when it comes to theater companies doing Shakespeare is you have two schools, and they're both wrong but in opposite directions. So on one hand, you have like Shakespeare companies who only want to engage in original practices, and it's like, which, number one, you can't really fully do anymore, because it's like, what, are we just going to exclude women from acting? That seems wrong, number one. Usually when they say original practices, they don't mean that, fun fact, but there's people who are pretentiously like, ooh, we're doing original practices. That like they set Shakespeare in Shakespeare's day, right? Like in Elizabethan Jacobean England, right? So there's that side of it. And then there's the other side where it's like too contemporary. It's like we do Shakespeare play after Shakespeare play, and we never want to set it in anywhere other than like a certain decade in America. Like, I'm so sick of like seeing Shakespeare play where it's like in the 50s in America, or like the 70s or 80s or whatever. I'm tired of it. Like, can't we be like more creative with this? And like, can we find more nuance in these words than what we're finding? It feels like at the moment there's a very superficial level of nuance that's being like delved into when it comes to Shakespeare. Like, I don't know, I'm not trying to throw shade, but like one time, actually there's been a few times I've been in Shakespeare plays where it just felt like, oh, we're setting in the 50s because the 50s, the fashion's cool. Or like, oh, we're doing it in this timeline because it's cool. Like, it's almost like we're choosing where we're setting it purely for aesthetical reasons and not because we actually have something to say. And yeah, I struggle with that. So there's my Shakespeare criticism. Now the simple answer to the question, which ones do I like the most? I love Macbeth. Always loved Macbeth. Always drawn to it. But also that's part of me being like edgy and young. I think as I've kind of like gotten older and more okay with magic and whimsy, I do quite like a Midsummer Night's Dream. It's a very fun show. There's a lot you can do with it. It's a hard show to mess up, actually. It's even if you have the people who, like I said, are only looking at it in a very superficial way, it kind of works with a Midsummer Night's Dream because it's kind of a fun, silly, superficial show. So I love Midsummer Night's Dream. And the favorite play I've been in. This one's tough. Because obviously it has a lot to do with, like, did I enjoy the process of it or not? But I think I will leave it as simple as saying Everybody by Brandon Jacob Jenkins. I did this show when I was in college. I feel like it was like the beginning of me moving artistically and like actually like advocating for myself and being like, no, I can do this. I really advocated for myself to get a specific role. And I did, and I feel like in hindsight, I actually did a good job with it. What Everybody is about is it's like a modern retelling of Every Man, which is like the first play written in the English language, I believe. It comes from the morality plays, so I'm used to when the church wrote plays, Every Man was, sort of a story about like things you can't take with you to the afterlife, right? And how we should invest our time on earth in things that are more concrete, right? But yeah, so there's my list. That's all I have for y'all today. Thank you so much for watching, and hope you have a great rest of your day. See ya.